Let's go to the phone lines. I believe we have the Astro skipper, Coach Pletcher, on. Coach, how are you today, sir?
Hey, good. How you doing, Ron?
I'm okay, and what happened? I want the first, your interpretation of what happened.
Uh, you know, we had a player use a bat made by Bomb Bat, and as I found out, obviously that you can't use Bomb Bats, unbeknownst to me, which is on me. But I mean, the kid used it. He struck out twice and hit a ground ball to shortstop, and their manager saw the bat in warm-ups, and the only thing I was upset is that I just said, man, why didn't you just say before the game, hey, that bat's I hate to see you wait till it gets to be a 3-2 game in the fifth inning, and
Well,
the rule is you get ejected. And I had a pitcher that got a little tightness to the arm, so I took him out that inning. And we had a 3 o'clock game, and we were originally going to play at 8 o'clock. So I had a couple kids that drove back to Norwin. We're going to come back to the 8 o'clock game, but we played at 5:30. So I mean, I only had 10 guys, and it was like the perfect storm, or the imperfect storm.
well, Skip, on the snarky part of me is probably, to answer the question that you made, the snarky part of me is probably saying, hey, if I say this before the game, there's not going to be any harm, no foul. But if I say this during the game, then everything falls apart for the team that's using the illegal bat. And it sucks that if that is the thinking in that. But the snarky side of me is probably thinking that way, saying, look, if I do this before the game, it's the sportsman thing to do, absolutely. You do it before the game so nobody gets ejected from the game, nobody gets eliminated from the game. But let's be honest, I'm sure there are some people that would be more than happy to do it during the game, so it's the most damage.
Well, obviously, I just don't have that gene in my body, but or do it when the game. If you want to get the kid ejected, do it the first time he bats. When he strikes out, the kid gets ejected. You wait till I have an injury and he grounds it to shortstop, and that, I don't know if they didn't have enough players then, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we hold our heads high and we're accountable for what went on. That's life.
Okay, so the bat did not lead to a disqualification. The ejection and then the subsequent I don't have enough players led to it.
Yeah, it was. The rule is he gets ejected, I get ejected, and we had one extra player, but the previous top half of the inning, my pitcher got a tight arm, so the substitute I had, I put him in. So that's what the final results were.
So answer a question that we had before you called. Are there bat checks before the game by umpires in the NABF?
No, usually every year we have a managers meeting and they go over rules. And because of COVID or whatever, they didn't do it this year. They didn't go over the team. But then that's no excuse. I should know. I just never, in all my years at the NABF, never even told my team. They know it's a wood bat tournament, and Bomb Bat makes a wood bat, and the kid used it. I mean, and it didn't help him strike out, and it didn't help him hit a ground ball to the shortstop. So, it's like I said, it is what it is. I mean, that's life.
To get on a positive spin, I mean, talk about being able to have this tournament, because last year we couldn't, and what it's meant to your kids to kind of step up in competition and get to play these teams from not just around the state but around the country, and what it was been like to kind of dodge weather all weekend and still get to play. I think every team was guaranteed 3 or 4 games still, despite the weather. So talk about the weekend as a whole and what it meant to have it again.
It was a great experience. We love playing baseball, and we dodged a lot of raindrops. We got our games in. We had to, play 2 yesterday afternoon and then come back in the quarterfinals. And in a normal years, NABF, they don't allow 3 games in a day. But, hey, we do what we can. And, I just tell my kids, we play the game. What happens out between the lines happens. in life, things are going to happen to you, that you rebound and move on and become a better person. And that's how I look at it. I mean, I went over and I shook, their coaches' hands and all their other players, and you try to lead that way and show your kids that, it's a game and it was taken from us, but it's that doesn't make the person we are.
Skip, is the season officially over, or do you still have the Class B League playoffs?
We have a Palomino zone this weekend. If we win that, we go to Texas, and then after we get back from there, we have the league playoffs.
All right.
So that being said, you still got a lot to kind of look ahead to. How does the team mentally bounce back from something like this, where you lose in a really weird way, and you have to kind of mentally wash it out of your minds and prepare for more baseball that you have?
Well, I mean, they're 18-year-old kids. I think we wash it out of our mind, but I think they'll eat a lot of pizza this week. And I think we already had a lot of texts going back and forth joking about it. And we just come back and do some mashing this weekend.
Hey, Coach, best of luck to you in the tournament, and hopefully you guys get a trip to Texas. And I'm glad that you're handling all of this as well as can be expected.
Hey, you got it, brother. I appreciate you guys, what you do.
I appreciate it, sir. There he is, the manager of the Astro Falcons.